It sat in the glass case of Dr. Moreland's Antiquities, a slender ivory candle with black veins spiraling through the wax, like something fossilized rather than crafted. A small tag read, "The candle that burned backward. Do not light after midnight." Everyone in the small coastal town of Varro's End knew the legend. Light the candle, and it burns not forward but in reverse, unmaking time for whoever dares. Most called it a trick, an urban myth. Until Eli Mara, a thrill-hungry college student with a camera and a taste for the supernatural, decided to prove otherwise. It was 12:01 a.m. when Eli set the candle on his table, the flame from his lighter trembling. His friends watched over video call, laughing, daring him on. The lighter clicked, whoosh. The wick caught fire, but instead of melting, the candle's wax began building upward. The drips crawled back into shape. The flame burned downward, rewinding itself. The lights in his apartment flickered. His phone glitched, voices reversed, laughter playing backward, frames freezing on his terrified expression. Then he heard a whisper. "You shouldn't have undone the light." The room temperature dropped. On the walls, shadows began to rewind too, people moving backward, gestures he hadn't made. A figure behind him that wasn't there moments ago. He spun around, nothing. But on the table, his reflection in a nearby glass surface was smiling. Eli's camera footage showed time unraveling. His reflection waved a second too late. His coffee rose from the floor back into its cup. His bruised knuckles unformed, leaving behind faint handprints on the wall, prints that didn't belong to him. He tried to blow out the candle. The flame only grew brighter, its core pulsing like a heartbeat. Every attempt to snuff it made the room reverse faster. Pictures on the walls began to show different years. His mother alive again, his younger self as a child watching the same candle in another home. Jump scare. The door burst open, his roommate Jake pale as chalk. "Eli, you lit it?" Before Eli could answer, Jake's face folded inward, like film melting backward into ash, then reappeared younger, eyes wide with horror. Eli grabbed the candle, screamed, and threw it out the window. It hit the street below and didn't break. Instead, it stood upright on the pavement, flame still steady. The world outside began to stutter. Streetlights reversed into darkness, cars drove backward, and clouds reassembled into perfect white puffs. Time itself recoiled, except Eli. He stood, frozen, the only one still moving forward. He looked at the clock. It was now 11:59 p.m. The door creaked. An old man entered, Dr. Moreland, the antique dealer. "I warned you," he said, voice trembling. "It doesn't burn to end time. It burns to erase the burner." Eli's body began to shimmer, every breath replaying itself in reverse, every heartbeat counting backward. He gasped, his last word reversing on his tongue. "Help!" Lich. Then, silence. When morning came, the police found only his camera. On the final recording, the candle still burned in the center of the room. But the footage ran in reverse, showing Eli entering after the candle was lit. At the very end, just before the tape cut off, the candle's flame flickered and whispered, "Your turn." Life lesson: some curiosities aren't meant to prove what's real. They were meant to warn what should never be touched. Time doesn't forgive, it just rewinds.